Very good morning to one and all present here. It be an immense pleasure to meet you all once again for this industrial empowerment session. This month, this session is going to be a very important session. It's going to be how we are going to navigate the ESG excellence by integrating the safety leaderships for our industry success. Yes, we have been framed this topic for this month with considering our safety month, safety week, and safety day celebration. I'm Dr. K. Satyanarayanan from NVT Training Week, ESG strategist. We have been doing a lot of sessions for last 2.5 years regarding this ESG, how we are going to frame the ESG umbrella for an industry, how we are going to integrate this. As per our safety month theme, we want to ensure that this program is going to give you an immense lead, a roadmap for our industries in such a way that how we are going to celebrate this safety month with the concept of integrating the safety leadership and how we are going to integrate with our safety leadership. The outcomes of this session is going to be very simple. This is going to be our takeaways of for our session. The session takeaways are going to be with this two takeaways. It's primarily going to concentrate on these two takeaways. First is going to be on ESG safety leaderships, how ESG and safety leadership can able to be equate and how we can able to align in an equilibrium form, how we can able to use this concept for the betterment of our industries for ensuring the enrichment in ESG. The last one is going to be reframing safety leadership. This reframing safety leadership and ESG and safety leadership is going to be a close call and close associated things, but I like to differ that we want to ensure that how we are going to reframe this safety leadership for ESG excellence. The last one is going to be the pick of this program is going to be the 10 steps of ESG transformation guide. Most important factors, how to start the journey of your industry by using this proven NVT formula of 10 steps, how we are going to start the journey of ESG. Thanks. We are going into a session of most important sessions of this month of ESG and safety leadership. While we are talking about the ESG and the safety leadership, it have the most important factor that it always equates hands on hands. When we are going to talk about ESG, the three pillars, how this three pillars is going to be the sustainable aspect, how we can able to ensure that the continuous improvement have been done, have been followed in our industry by using the leadership skill. Now I'm talking about a leadership skills. Slowly in the coming session, I can able to ensure that how the safety leadership is going to add values to our ESG in our industry. Why we are talking about this ESG? Okay, ESG is a very broad spectrum, my dear friends. Why we are going to talk about ESG is not only the parameters which have been discussed here. Okay, it's not only about carbon transfer, net carbon rating. It's not going to only about the water conservation. Not only is going to be about the energy conservation. It's not only going to be about the legal statutory complaints about our employees. No, it's a furthermore depth subject we have to understand and we have to ensure that ESG is having a very important factors even without knowing. Okay, even without knowing, we are following a lot of ESG parameters in our day-to-day activities in our industry to sustain, to ensure that we have been moving forward as per the global record. That is one of the very important aspects. What is ESG? How ESG can be integrated with this safety leadership? ESG is nothing but a risk assessment parameter. Risk assessment parameter, whether it is going to be used by your stakeholders or by our internal interested parties. I've been using a word called internal interested parties. So it's very important that ESG is a mechanism, is a tool to, we are going to ensure that we are going to use this tool to analyze the risk of your industries in various parameters. Holistic risk analysis. I like to give a new terminology of holistic risk analysis for this ESG. Okay, so we are talking about risk analysis, we are talking about sustainability. If I want to move further, okay, if I want to ensure that I've been doing good, I need a good leadership skill to ensure that I've been moving in a very right direction. Leadership skill, okay, safety leadership skill. So what is safety leadership skill? First, we have to understand about, okay, earlier slide, I will discuss regarding what is ESG in a very nutshell. Uh, Here, I just want to ensure that we are having a very clear-cut idea towards what a safety leadership is. How safety leadership have been differ from the common terminology of leaderships. Safety leadership is always a very proactive approach. Proactively approach how we are going to ensure that how we are creating that proactive culture among our peoples, among our employees. Okay, it's not only that I am having the proactive culture of doing the things with respect to the safety. No, as a safety leader, if I've been going to talk about, we have been taking a lot of sessions on the safety leaderships and also mind re-engineering towards the safety. The safety leadership plays a very major role, my dear friends, by stating that, okay, by stating that as a safety leader, I may be having proactive approaches. Very good. What about our environment? What about our internal and external environment, which I've been having? So, safety leadership, the prime motive of a safety leader is to create a proactive environment. What is proactive environment? Okay, before the things are going wrong, whether I've been having a eyesight, whether my employees have been educated, whether my employees are having the liberty to tell that the things are going may go wrong if it is being going to be continued in this unsafe way. If this unsafe condition is going to be prevailed, it's going to be a near miss in the coming days. Proactive. Not only for this, even the proactive approach towards the chronic illness, towards the wellness, everything is placed very important aspect. It's not only going to be the rules and regulations. This is rules and this is regulation. That's why I've been telling on. Okay, whenever we are talking about this ESG workshops, I always tell that go beyond the, okay, you have to go beyond the rules and regulations. Yes, as of our rules and regulation, I'm doing all this aspect. Very good. Go beyond that. Okay, beyond that, stating that what is universally many best practices we can able to fetch and we can able to put and we can able to ensure that how well it has been accepted by our people. That is safety leadership. So first one is proactive approach, creating the proactive approach. Next, going beyond the rules and regulation. The third one is behavior change. This behavior change, I always tell that behavior-based safety is a concept which has been developed by 1970 and 1980. It's not going to be prevailed right now. We need the most advanced model of mind re-engineering towards safety. So, as a safety leader, I record all this aspect. First, I have to ensure that I've been having a very influenced, okay, very influenced, whether I can able as a leader, whether I can able to influence my peoples, positive influence. Next, whether my influence, okay, whether my influence is creating a behavioral change among our peoples, positive behavioral change. Okay, whether my peoples have been knowing all this aspect and they have been proactively approached. Proactive approach, I can able to tell you another very good example itself. Starting from design itself, design safety. Proactive approach. My design peoples are having a view on safety aspect also, thinking that and proactively they are doing the things which required here. It's also most important aspect, right? So proactive approach, behavior change, then you are going to get the results. So here, okay, just want to integrate the ESG and safety leaderships terminologies here. Okay, safety leaderships and ESG. ESG, as I told you, It's like a holistic approach of your organization as a safety leader. Okay, as a safety leadership, whether I can able to create that positive environment for accepting that ESG change, right? Yes, if I want to integrate as an industry, if I want to integrate EHA, okay, integrate EHG, a lot of things, lot of policies has to be integrated. First, I have to ensure that whether my peoples are having the mindsets of accepting the things, positive culture, proactive approach, right? Create that proactive approach as a safety leader. That is your first and foremost job. That yes, I can able to create that positive culture so that my peoples are having a yeah, interest among them towards this kind of ESG incorporation in their workplace. That plays a very, very, very important shades of safety leaderships. The safety officers, HRs, okay, who have been watching this session, you can able to have a self-evaluation stating that these are the top skills, okay, among the safety leaders, starting from 3C and 1E approach. Whether, I've been deploying the commitments from my top management. Top management, my strategic goals as per my policy, as per my vision, whether my actions have been in aligned with this or not. First thing. Next, see, talking about the continuous improvement. Last year, we identified, 50 plus near misses. What is the improvement this year I want to do on? Various aspects, various aspects. Improvement, how I can able to ensure that the improvement with respect to the energy management, with respect to the greenhouse gases, with respect to the governance aspect. Okay, so consultation and how I can able to ensure that participation and and consultation can be improved upon. Continuous improvement. Okay, for this continuous improvement, are you having a dashboard with you? ESG dashboard. Safety leader, commitment from the top, good. Next one is the continuous improvement. Have a continuous improvement dashboard with you, my dear friends. It's going to be enormous use. Okay, it can able to be useful for your industry. And also, it's going to be very much useful for our self growth also. Next one is going to be a very, very clear communication aspect. Clear communication, not in high-end communication we are going to talk about. We are going to talk about a very simple language. Communication to the top management, communication to the intermediate management, communication to the frontline peoples. Whether I'm communicating in such a way that if it's regarding to ESG aspect, whether my team is understanding why it is being put in front, whether they have been understanding this aspect. Very, very, very simple things which I can able to express in a very short time and also in a very clear way. So this three C's, very important aspect. Next one is empowering the employees, giving the authority to the employees, not only to my team, to the entire team, because as safety and also as a part of ESG, the responsibility lies between each and every employee, at least start from each process owners, at least, right? It has to be start from the process owners at least. So how will we are going to ensure that as a safety leader, I'm having these three skills from 1E of empowering the employees. By using this technique, I'm going to integrate this ESG in my systems and in my organization. I hope, my dear friends, before we are going into this ESG and safety leaderships, I'm going to give you a small case study aspect to understand the things in a very better way. But I hope that, now you can able to understand your importance in an organization of integrating this ESG in your industries, right? Without you, no, it's going to be a nightmare. It's not going to be happen in a right way at all. So you are going to be a very important aspect, very important person throughout how you are going to implement a successful ESG umbrella in your industry. Taking this ESG and safety leadership, the equilibrium aspect, as I've been introduced in the outcomes, you can able to understand that how this safety leadership is going to give a very high impact toward this ESG, starting from environment, starting from social, starting from governance. Environment aspect. If a good proactive safety leadership culture has been there, always we can able to talk about, think about reducing the emissions and space. We can able to have a very keen look towards ecosystem protection and biodiversity, right? Safety leadership is there. The safety leadership will create a system, the culture to reduce the emission, to reduce the spill, to reduce the hazardous wastage. It's going to add values towards this environmental pillar. Next, if a safe culture, the proactive safe culture is there, always we can able to ensure that we are giving a utmost benefit to our employees. We can able to reduce injuries and illness. We always ensure that the people, employees' wellness have been put together and we are working towards our employee wellness. ESG aspect, how the safety leadership adds values towards this. Next, governance. If a safety leadership aspect has been there, always I can able to ensure that there is a transparent communication and the risk identification have been taken with a priority one, and risk management have been discussed in my top management as one of the agenda whenever they have been meeting on accountability aspect. Who have been having this accountability aspect of about this ESG integration? What are the levels of accountability you are going to have? My dear friends, now you can able to have a clear understanding, a safety leadership, how this safety leadership is creating an impact. I've been given you a very, very small example. Like this, each and every factor plays a very important role of integrating. Next, making sure that the things have been going as per your integration and you are taking the result. Safety leadership plays a very, 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 very important factor. Very important factor in such a way that how I can able to ensure that my ESG system in my organization have been implemented in a very right. Next, we are going into our 10-step, proven 10-step ESG integration formula. First one, conduct the ESG gap analysis. How to conduct it? Make sure that you are going to have a very keen understanding. Already, industries are having this ISO standards, starting from ISO 9000, 14000, 27001, 45001, 13485. Okay, like this, you will be IATF 16949. Like this, you will be having your your main ISO standards. Conduct a gap analysis with that ISO standards. Make sure that where I can able to integrate and where the lacunas are there. Very, 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 very simple. Okay. Create your ESG integrated management system. Okay. We are talking about integrated management system, IMS. We as INVITI audit wing, they are doing the aspect of EIMS, ESG integrated management system. Next, prioritize key issues. Okay, make sure that the after your gap analysis, you are going to focus on how I am going to identify the gaps and what that gaps. Okay, I will identify the gaps on the previous step. What these gaps are we doing? How these gaps are playing a very bigger role towards my interested parties. Okay, so you would have been found out 40 gaps. Okay, or it's maybe the issues. I have to prioritize the issue. Why I have to prioritize the issue? I have to know that which issue I have to address first. Okay, which issue I have to address first, or for which issue I have to create a positive environment. As a safety leader, I have to create a positive leadership. So I am going to prioritize the key issues. Okay, based on my stakeholders' interest, based on their expectations. If my stakeholders' expectation, if my pollution control board, PCB, okay, there is one issue which is not meeting out with the interest of the expectations of my PCB, that issue has to be addressed first. I hope you would have been got a very clear idea. First, do a gap analysis, then prioritize the key issues, and don't leave that issue. Put into the existing ISO system. Put into the existing ISO systems. Next, map your ESG objectives to ISO requirement. Very, very important aspect, as I revealed you. Creating a new system is always a very difficult aspect, right? But already you are having many ISO standards, many procedures. Okay, you may be having on. Sit, relax, make sure that the gaps identified, the issues prioritized. You are going to map this with ESG objectives with ISO requirement. How to do that? Okay, how to do that? I will give you a case study. Okay, yes aspect, environmental, social. In social aspect, there is at least 30 to 40% we are talking about. Okay, wellness of our employees. Wellness of our employees, we may be adding a lot of things. We are doing this aspect. I'm doing this. I'm giving a food. I've been doing a medical check. All this aspect is a mandatory aspect, right? Apart from that, what we are doing? Very simple. Go and integrate ISO 45003. Psychosocial element. Whenever they are going to, okay, whenever they are going to come for your surveillance audit, recertification, or certification audit, even they have to do this ISO 45003 also. So your social aspect, okay, social aspect is going to be fulfilled automatically if you are going to implement with this requirement. Like this, okay, if it is environmental aspect, integrate with this ISO 40,001 and take that utmost benefit out of it. Once you have been done that, don't leave. Many organizations, whenever we are taking the, whenever we are working as a knowledge partners, or whenever we have been taking the workshop, just integrating and leaving. Okay, fit and forgot method. No, that won't work out here. Make sure that you are revising the existing policy based on the ESG addition what you have done. You have to tell them who is responsible for this aspect. I've been added something to the existing system. Then who is going to be responsible, whether the same person is going to be responsible. If the same person is going to be responsible, then he's having the skill set to be, okay, managing this addition or not. You have to evaluate. The HR person, you are having a very big play here to ensure that the competency assessment has been made for this responsible persons. If new policies has to be developed, make sure that you are deploying the policies. Next, your procedures policy with the existing standards, policies, next the procedures. So we are slowly integrating the policies and procedures with this aspect. Next one is very important aspect of upskill your workplace. What we are going to do, we are going to have the create the awareness among your employees regarding this various aspect of how they are going to be benefit out of this ESG integration. Don't ever think that, okay, create a positive culture. That way I told you, create a proactive safety leadership aspect, stating that how you are going to communicate to your people's employees regarding this benefit. And make sure that what is the role they are going to play here. Have a clear-cut understanding. Start from ESG awareness session. Awareness session, don't talk about only about the rules, regulation, this, no. It should be in a very different way, that you have to create a credentials in such a way that the interest has been there on each and every process owners at least. Once the awareness have been created, next slowly you have been moving towards this establishment of measurable goals and KPI. How we are going to do that? Already you are having objectives there, right? In your ISO 14001, you are having, okay, you will be having your impact and aspect chart. Integrate this, make sure that it's a measurable goal of ESG. Yes, ESG, whenever you're talking about ESG, it should be always measurable. Okay. It should be a ESG. I've been termed a terminology called ESG dashboard. For this ESG dashboard, I am going to integrate with my existing system by one in forms of their objectives. Next, in terms of the KPIs, key performance indicators for an individual process owners. And I'm going to ensure that by that, okay, whenever we are going to have that particular auditing systems, I can able to always maintain and always I can able to read in the document with respect to this EH. Once you have been fixed this, okay, okay, you can able to understand how the flow, okay, how the flow starts. How the flow starts from identifying the gap, prioritizing the gaps. Next, I'm going to integrate it. Make sure that my people's, okay, integrating it. Next, I'm going to have a revision aspect of policy. Next, I'm going to ensure that my peoples are understanding it. After understanding only, I'm going to tell you that, okay, you are going to put the KPIs and ESG objectives. Next, okay, you see that after this many steps only, the implementation or integration of ESG is possible, my dear friends. Without doing this step, the ESG process won't have a sustainable aspect at all. The 6 steps is a very, very, very important aspect. Next, you are going to implement the action as per your requirement, and you are going to monitor. Okay, in this monitor aspect, again, I can able to tell you a very clear aspect. Have a intermediate monitoring aspect. Not after 1 year, whether I've been conserved this much of water or not. No. Make sure that intermediate checking point, saying that that intermediate checking has to give you a very clear role in such a way that by doing this aspect, okay, by doing this aspect, at the end of the year, my objective will be fulfilled. Implement monitoring. Implementation, your procedures, you have to tell that there should be a intermediate monitoring mechanism should be there. Next, how you are going to communicate with your stakeholders. A very aspect, okay, very important aspect. Not only as a interested party, myself, my employees can able to do this. No, it's a teamwork. How I am going to ensure that I'm going to, okay, start communicating my requirements towards my tier one supplier at least. Many organizations today, we face this from last year onwards. Many tier one suppliers, okay, before 2020, I think 2022, okay, we have been, okay, we have been doing value addition to this ESG for OEMs. By 2023, we have been faced that many tier one firms are coming that can be able to guide us towards this ESG in the last minute. We are having only okay, only 1 month time. I want to score this much in the ESG framework, whether it is possible. Then we told that, no, it's not going to be the right way. And as of whenever the time permits, whenever we got an opportunity, okay, we have been always communicating that, my dear OEMs, always make sure that this, okay, enhancement of stakeholders is very important at time of your pre-preparation itself. As I told you, in the 5th step, I told you how you are going to educate your employees. There, you have to ensure that how you are parallelly educating your vendors also. Okay, your external persons also. That is very, very important aspect. Next, the collaborations. Okay, while you are going to run this show of ESG implementation, you can able to ensure that many collaborations is possible. Even, okay, for this greenhouse, okay, for this greenhouse or for the carbon credit, many international collaboration is always possible. Think about of collaborations for circular economy. Okay, many NGOs have been working. Collaborate with them. Okay, I've been here. Okay, when I've been with a OEM, okay, OEM Chennai, they are using the t-shirts. Okay, they have been using the t-shirts. After 1 year, they are getting the t-shirts from their employees and their t-shirts. Okay, their t-shirts which they have been using in the shop floor, and they are converting the t-shirts into mats, screens. Okay, they have been converting it as a phone case, or even they have been converting their t-shirts as a cover for the laptop. Circular economy. Okay, so there is the collaboration. There is enormous amount of collaborations. A possibility is there. Look for that. Next, continuously improve. After each and every year, make sure that I will give you a small clue. Okay, each and every year, take your ESG report framework. I'm not having a ESG framework. You are telling that. Cool. Take the integrations which you have been already done with IS. Take the KPIs. Compare with the similar players in the market, how they are doing on. Put that gap and make sure that tell your top management how we are working towards for next year for improving and competing with that value. So that is going to be a very, very, very important aspect that we are moving towards the global record. My dear friends, the entire steps which I've been discussed here, you can able to understand that in such a way that the safety leadership of creating a proactive environment plays a major role of implementing each and every step of this ESG integration for ESG excellence towards a very good safety leadership. So both safety leadership and ESG plays a very important aspect in our industries. The theme for this year, Safety Day, Safety Week celebration is focus on safety leadership. Okay, focus on safety leadership towards, safety leadership towards the ESG excellence. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I wish you all a very happy Safety Day, Safety Month celebrations. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity from our team. Thank you all.